To further clarify the intricacies of the subsidy program and other concerns for jeepney operators, we have LTFRB Technical Division Chief Joel Bolano on Zoom. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to Traffic Center.
Good afternoon, Sam, and to all the viewers of your program.
Sir, so when can our PUV drivers and operators expect their fuel subsidies?
The fund for this program is now on process with the DBM, and we are just waiting for the downloading of this fund to DOTR and LTFRB. And once the fund is now with the DOTR and LTFRB, we can now immediately implement the program.
Do we have a rough timeline, sir?
We are targeting the downloading of fund because remember last week the DBM required the LTFRB, the DOTR to submit one document. It was already submitted, and so we are now expecting to for the DBM now to release anytime soon. But again, if the DBM releases the budget this week, hopefully we can start to document address some documentation after the release and implement immediately the program.
Okay, that's good to know. For this fuel subsidy program, are TNVS operators and drivers such as Grab, Joyride included in the program?
TNVS is included. Joyride and Grab is not a public transport. They are a transport network provider, So the subsidy will go directly to the operator driver of the TNVS units.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I know LTFRB mentioned that this is to be solely used for fuel purchases. How will you monitor that? How will you ensure that operators comply with this?
Yes, correct, Saba. The fuel subsidy is solely intended for the use of all our drivers and operators for their daily consumption or their operation of their public utility vehicle. So in order to monitor it, we have some measures that we provide. One of which is the card, especially those beneficiaries who had already their card previously. They can only use it to the authorized gas station because it's just like a debit card.
Right.
For those who will get their subsidy, they will also submit an undertaking. The operator will submit an undertaking that they will only use the subsidy for the fuel. So the advice is for the drivers, if in case their operator failed to give the cards or the amount for the fuel, they can they're advised to inform the LTFRB.
Right. Now, if these drivers or operators are caught using it for something else, will there be sanctions or violations?
Correct. Under the guidelines that will be issued by LTFRB, the operator will be issued show cause order and go through a process to see to it that to make sure that a penalty will be imposed if it is proven.
Okay, now apart from the fuel subsidy program, do we have an update on the jeepney fare hike? Is there already feedback from NEDA about this?
The hearing for the petition for fare increase is set next week. So we are expecting that there will be deliberation coming from the board, including those involved, the petitioners and other agencies involved in the preparation of the decision or the result of the petition. Yes, we are also waiting for the position from the NEDA because it will also have an effect in case there is an increase in fare. There will be an effect in our inflation rate. So we are always we always get the input or the position from the NEDA.
And sir, really briefly before we go, is the deadline for jeepney consolidation in December still in effect? And what happens if operators or drivers are unable to meet the deadline?
Yes, the The deadline is still on December 31, 2023 for the consolidation. That is firm from our end, the department in the LTFRB. For those who will not consolidate after the deadline, the LTFRB regulator will be coming out with policy guidelines on what will happen or what will be the guidelines for those who fail to consolidate.
Okay, we'll wait for those policies, sir. Thank you, LTFRB Technical Division Chief Joel Bolano.